Yo, what's going on, guys? Tribal Links here, and today, talking about Eve Echoes. I know normally I'm bringing gameplay footage of this, that, or the other thing, doing tutorials, doing how-tos, showing you what's possible, but today we're gonna do something a little different. Today I'm gonna talk about the state of the game, and especially as it pertains to Plex. Now, a couple weeks ago, there was the release of the new quote unquote small ships, which included four new faction cruisers as well as four new battleships at T10. Um, and with that also was the release of the CNC carrier, which, you know, led to some confusion on its own because if we go ahead and look here, come on, show me there we go, the details. So here's the CNC, and, so far people have been trying to, people have been trying to get this through the box, through the lucky box. So, as you can see, it's got some things that make me wonder: is it a carrier? Is it a dreadnought? It's getting both. It also has the ability to go to into high sec. It's the only capital ship, combat capital that's allowed in high sec, and there's just calls into question a whole bunch of things. But that's not even why I'm here today. So what's going on is that people have been trying to get this out of the lucky box, and if I can find it again, I believe it was a 0.06 percent chance of getting this box, of getting this. Although if you open 60 of these crates, I think you're supposed to be guaranteed one. Yeah, there we go. A blueprint is guaranteed in 40 tries, and a carrier is guaranteed in 60 tries. So the box itself only costs 4 million ISK, okay? And it seems like, oh, hey, this could be all right. It's still an expensive venture, but it's not the actual cost of the ship. But what happened is they've added these keys here, and you need one key for each box to open. These keys cost 100 plex apiece, or you could buy, a stack of them for 450 AUR. So you put that into perspective. This is Canadian prices. So you know, you're looking at quite a bit of cash. And we just kind of like we just kind of breezed by this. We accepted it as the way that NetEase has decided to release these, and never really thought anything more of it. But then what happened was, within the first 24 hours, we would go onto the market here, and we would go to purchase Plex from the market, and you know we found out that there was no Plex on the market. Well, guess what? 2 weeks later, ladies and gentlemen, there is still no Plex available on the market. And, it's become a running joke amongst our crew, at least, about how there's no Plex. So, again, we just kind of breezed by it. We just, oh, well, the market is dried up because of this. And, we had some complaints about the way that was being handled. There's a limit on how much the price can be increased per week, which is exactly what Nettie said they wouldn't do, which is dip their fingers into the marketplace and place some controls on it. And so, sorry, pardon me. So yeah, like there was some complaints along those lines, and granted, yeah, they are doing that, and they are getting themselves involved in a player-driven market from the developer's perspective, which is not, that's not how a player-driven market should work. I've noticed some other things that have changed in the marketplace as well. For example, if I go into frigates here, and I go and try and sell, let's say I want to try and sell a condor. Was it a condor too? No, it was just the standard condor. These ships here are seated on the market. They're seated on the market. They're seated everywhere, and so don't even bother trying to sell those things. We had bought some as a corp years ago and are trying to offload that stuff, and don't bother. But anyways, back to the main reason I'm here. So pilot services. So we're out of Plex. The Plex market has completely dried up. There is no Plex available for sale. The buy orders are skyrocketing. We've already gone. We've increased the price by over 1 million now at this point, and so that's it's starting to become an issue, and I'm going to show you why. So for starters, let's go into insurance here. And how does insurance work? Well, insurance works by spending Plex to get insurance points, right? Well, if I run out of insurance and there's no Plex available on the market, how do I reinsure my ship? Let's let that sink in for a second. How am I going to purchase more insurance if there's no Plex available on the market? That means that I can no longer use my ISK to insure ships in the game. Starting to see where this could lead into some issues, right? That means that if I run out of IP right now, I literally have to go into the store, purchase AUR, and convert that to Plex. That means I am now paying real world cash for insurance on my ship. Now, that's starting to wake people up, but what they haven't even considered yet, or they're starting to now as people's Omega starts to run out. And what happens when the Omega runs out? Well, to top up my Omega costs Plex. If there's no Plex available on the market, I cannot use my hard earned ISK to pay for Omega. I have to pay cash. And you start to see now how deep this issue actually goes. Not to mention the fact that your basic Omega is 170 Plex, right? Now, if I close this off and we go back into the market and we have another look at the price of this buy orders for Plex, this is what people are willing to pay for Plex, is 5.418. So I'm going to go and open up my handy dandy calculator so y'all can see that I'm not just rattling off random numbers. 5418 times 170. Oh, million, of course. Now, basic Omega, as of right now, assuming that your buy order is the one that is sold to, basic Omega costs 921 million ISK per month. Per month. Now, as a T10 pilot, I know I can achieve that every month. I know that I can go into a T10 system. I can do expert encounters in high sec islands. I can do fleet rallies. We can make 921 million ISK a month. But what about newcomers to the game? What about people trying to break into the game? What about increasing our player base by bringing in new players? I don't think it's at all possible for a Tech 4 player to make 921 million ISK a month. And that price is climbing as we continue to wait for the market to reopen. So, like our player base is declining for multiple reasons, and I'm not gonna get into any of that. I'm not here to rant on the game. I'm here to point out a simple fact that this event has destroyed the economy in the game and also has ruined the chances for brand new players to find a foothold in New Eden. At this point now, like it's been climbing slowly over time. The price of Omega has been slowly climbing over time. And we've always said, well, there's corps out there that will help new players earn the ISK. DCM is one of them. I'm more than happy to have new players come in and sit on grid with me in their pod even so that they can earn ISK to pay for their Omega so that they can actually engage this game at anything more than basic skills level. But that barrier has jumped again and is continuing to climb from this new height. I would not be surprised if by the end of this week we're looking at a billion ISK for that basic Omega. So we're now pretty much being forced to pay cash to continue to engage this game. And this game is so tied to Omega that if you want to be skilled as a pilot, every one of these skills, your basic skill can be achieved on basic or on alpha. You want advanced and expert skills, those are Omega locked on every skill. Every one of these skills is Omega locked. You want to, let's look at the ship tree. I like me my Galen ships right now. You want to fly anything over Tech 7. Anything here over Tech 7. All of those ships are Omega locked. All of the modules over Tech 7 are Omega locked. That means if my Omega dries up for a month, I cannot fly my ships. I cannot fit my large fittings. even if I'm fitting them on a Tech 7 Cruiser, which sometimes I do. I cannot run those large modules. I cannot run modules over Tech 7 unless they're Navy issue or fleet issue or what have you. C types, forget about it. Can't run them. You want the auto translator in your chat box to talk to your Russian alliance members. That's Omega locked. There's just everything is Omega locked. You want to donate things to the corporation that you work in. You want to collect scrap for your corp. You have to be Omega. You want to put ISK into the corp wallet. You have to be Omega. You want to send a contract to a corp or alliance mate or anyone. You have to be Omega. And now we're forced to pay cash. Thank you, Netties, for being so short-sighted. I know that the developers are not necessarily in control of the situation. I recognize that the management system of your developing house may be different from what we have here in the West, and so please understand that I upset with the people that I should be upset with. But this has to stop. And I don't know what it's going to take, but the management of the developing house needs to recognize that they have invested however much they've invested in this game. It will die if they continue to go down this road. And that will be a waste of money. If they want to keep this game alive and continue to gain a revenue from this game, they need to rethink the direction they're taking it and recognize that their short-term decisions will have long-term consequences. I'm happy. As a player, I am happy to continue to go into the market and pay my $6 plus taxes and all the other thing for each of my accounts to maintain a basic Omega. And I am happy to come into the AUR store from time to time and buy a little bit of extra Plex. But if the management of this developing house is going to gouge so deep into the player wallets, I can't continue to support it. I support it because I enjoy the game. I don't support highway robbery. Alright, that's my little rant. Hopefully this is heard by the people that need to hear it. And everyone else, just be aware that these things are happening and, plan for it. Because hopefully this event will end soon and the Plex market can begin to restock itself. But we've got another 5 days before this ends. So hopefully we'll see. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for showing up. This is Tribal Links. We're signing off.